Sorry about that. Hopefully that last little part goes through because I ran over 15 minutes. But anyway, so I was an explosives technician, and for that job, you got to have a background check done through the FBI, the CIA, Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Labor, of course, one through your actual job, and there's another one somewhere. So, and here comes a cop now going down the road. I'm not scared of cops. They are fine. Hello, police officer. How you doing? You know, I'm not scared of cops. I'm not on the run. I'll explain why I'm saying that here in a minute. Lost my train of thought. So I get in my car and I drive home. We were like 40 minutes away from home. So I drove home. I didn't go anywhere else. I wasn't circling around her. I wasn't in that general area. I mean, it was like 70 miles away. No, not 70 miles. It was a long ways away. But anyway, so I just drove straight home. And when I got home, I got me something to eat. You know, I changed into my basketball shorts and I sat on the couch. And I watched Blue Collar Comedy Tour. I won't forget it. I got through the entire movie. It was in the box of the movies that I just bought. I even brought those inside and sat them down so I could organize them into the rest of my movies. So I watched that whole movie. And that movie is like an hour and 20 minutes, hour 30 minutes long. I watched that whole thing. And then I got up, took that movie out, popped another movie. I don't remember what the second movie was. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. I was too busy texting. Asking her, you know, what all was going on, and she wasn't texting back, obviously. And then about a half hour later, so it took 2.5 hours for the cops to show up at my door. They showed up, asked me what all was going on. First, they asked me if I had any guns. And I said, no, I've never owned a gun. And he was going on about her police report, and in the police report it said that I was armed. I said, no, I'm not armed. He's like, do you have a knife? I said, I mean, we got kitchen knives and, you know, in the kitchen in the drawer, but I don't have any. At the time, I didn't even own a damn pocket knife. You know, no reason for that. I just didn't own a pocket knife. I don't know. I don't pack them around with me. But yeah, he kept asking me if I was armed. He asked me like 4 times. I said, no, you can check my house. There's not a single gun in my house. We don't even have a damn pellet gun or BB gun, paintball gun, nothing in my house. Check my car. Go ahead. I don't have any weapons whatsoever. I have a couple steak knives, some butcher knives, you know, in the kitchen, but who doesn't? So anyway, he got to talking to me, and he was telling me her side of the story. And even the cops, even the police officers that came by, they were warning me that I need to get a lawyer from the craziness that she was stating. Who does this and who gets away with it? She is, unfortunately. So, you know, Tom, you know, he told me, he said, all right, well, she needs to come here and, you know, get some stuff. I said, okay, cool. You know, what do you want me to do? You want me to go somewhere? You know, he said, no, I'm not going to put you in handcuffs, but, you know, you sit in the back of the cruiser and, you know, we'll call her up here and she'll get her stuff. I said, okay, you know, that's fine with me. I ain't got nothing against that. Before she left, I made sure to get my car keys back for both vehicles. Because this car, I have 2 sets of keys, and that car, we only had 1 key, and, you know, both cars were in my name. So she decides to go in, grab some stuff. She came out with a couple suitcases full of stuff, a box of stuff, and then left. And, you know, the cop was telling me, he's like, dude, you know, I'm sorry to say, but according to her police report, he said, you need to find you a lawyer, and, soon. Well, of course, with the COVID just happened, I didn't have no damn money. I was off work. And, I can't afford a lawyer. And don't worry, no, I didn't go to jail for anything, but there's more to that. So she left, the cops left, I ended up staying the night. The cop came to my door the next morning to serve me some paperwork. I had to show up for court. She had put a EPO on me, which is an emergency protection order. So it was just saying I wasn't allowed to come within 300 feet of her. I'm not supposed to text her. She's not supposed to talk to me. And the cops told me, they said, 99% of the people that they arrest, he said he's been on the force for 13 years or something like that. He said from his experience, 99% of people that gets arrested for violating those are the people who signed them, So in other words, she signed it. So if she were to text me, she would go to jail. But of course, with this stupid COVID, she's contacted me several times. She has harassed me. Other girls that I have talked to since her, she has sent them all kinds of belligerent, stupid, wild accusational text messages and pictures and, just a bunch of craziness. And I took it to the county attorney's office several times. And because of the COVID, they won't go arrest her for that. And it's stupid. Stupid. This COVID needs to go away. I'd be in much better shape. It's starting to rain. So if it gets loud, I'm sorry. So anyway, the cops, when they came to deliver my paperwork the next morning at 11 a.m., he was explaining to me that I had to leave the house. I didn't understand why, because I was the one paying for it. I said, she has no way to pay for it. That house was mine. The utilities and everything were in my name. But he explained to me that I had to leave, and, she was going to come back and get her stuff or stay there, whatever. So, I got my clothes together, and I figured I'd be coming back. I figured since she had no way to afford it, the landlord was going to put her out, and I'd just move back in. So I didn't grab none of my stuff. One of my coworkers, he ended up letting me stay at his house. Now this is where the stupidity falls onto me. So I stayed over at his house, and we got the stimulus. I started getting my unemployment, and back then we were getting, I was getting almost $900 a week in unemployment, which is still about what I was making, maybe a little less, So everybody gets on you about, oh, these people not working and, making more money than the people working. Well, I'm sorry, choose a different profession. Sorry if I offend anybody, but I've had some pretty decent jobs where I made over what I was making during unemployment. But anyway, so, at some point, eventually, she had not paid rent, over the period of like a month or something, and she ended up moving out of that house. Well, nobody told me she was moving out, or I'd have moved back in. I'd have had my house. I'd had a place to stay. So that's the start of me being in my car. And then my coworker, his girlfriend was living with him, him at the time, same time that I was living there. And he went out of town for a job that I couldn't take because I still had to go to court, and I couldn't go to court while I was up in Maryland. But anyway, so he was out of town for work, and him and his girlfriend ended up breaking up. Well, me and her got to talking, and shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have done that. He was a cool dude, really good to me, all that, I know. But I was thinking with the wrong head. So, me and her got to talking, and, I've got tons of pictures that she sent me. tons of text messages that she sent me. And still to this day, I have all of that. Because my ex decided that she was going to get a hold of her. I guess her and my coworker and his girlfriend, they ended up getting back together. And apparently, somehow, the three of them all got together and decided that they should try to press rape charges on me. You do not even bring up the word rape about somebody that has not done it. That is absolutely not right to do, because it is always the woman's word over the male's. Since I have the pictures and the text messages and the type of pictures and the type of text messages that I have, if they would have taken it to court, my ex and that girl would have both gone to jail for false accusation. 150%. I was safe there. I knew I wasn't going to go to jail or nothing like that. I wasn't scared of getting arrested for that. You know, I had plenty of evidence on my side saying she was willing. And she wanted it. So we did it. You know, they could have did a rape kit. You know, those rape kits are fairly accurate from what I hear. She was not raped. I didn't do it. She was willing. I was willing. I've got pictures and text messages to prove it. Anyway, so needless to say, my coworker wanted me out of his house. And at that point, you know, I'd already visited my real parents quite a few times. So I went down, or I slept in my car for like 2 weeks after that. And then I ended up going down to visit them. You know, I was down there for like a week trying to figure things out, you know, get away from the craziness and all that. So I met this other girl, which I thought was going to be the love of my life. For the first time in my life, I'd met somebody, actually fallen in love with them. I told y'all in a other video, I've got what's called RAD, Reactive Attachment Disorder. I don't get attached to anyone or anything. I got attached to her. We dated for 3 months. You know, my ex sent all them pictures and text messages to her, you know, blowing up this crazy story. Nobody believed her, of course, you know. They seen what she was trying to do. If she couldn't have me, nobody could have me. Meanwhile, this whole time, she's been with that same guy. You know, the guy that she went over to her friend's house, which is my coworker's ex-wife. She was going over to her house and inviting him over, and, you know, they were doing their thing over there. So I was not wrong. I was right when I asked her if, you know, if she was talking to somebody, because she was. Still to this day, they are still together. I wish the happiness of the world to them, but dude, watch out. Doubt he's going to see these videos, but dude, watch out. You know, she's up the loony bin. But yeah, so all that crazy crap happened, and meanwhile, over time, me and the girl that I was dating for 3 months, you know, she broke up with me. She thought her Snapchat and everything was more important. Talking to other dudes was something that she'd much rather wanted than a relationship. So we broke up, went our separate ways. You know, she broke my heart, whatever. Cry about it. Get over it. I did. I'm still not over her. I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm going to go ahead and continue on with the part 3 and explain why she's still to this day trying to ruin my life. So, be right back.